Here we are. Here we are.
We've done it.
We've done it.
We have been trying to arrange like this, just Lindsay and I get together for so long.
For so long.
It's always been, Lindsay's been here many a time. I'm just going to take over here.
Go girl.
It's been many a time you're doing workshops, and this year we've done the training camp for the students, and I was very much part of that, which was really, really good. But to actually just spend time, just me and Linz,
with no other agenda.
No, we had nothing else to do apart from whatever we wanted to do.
Courses and catching up and doing all of those things. Bit of trimming on the hot. We've decided it's hot
to choose that the 2 days where the heat wave has come back.
It is hot,
but I think we've done well today.
Yeah, we've done well today. We've been
no rush.
We were looking at Wex and Xander.
Yeah, Wex and Xander. We've got some tomorrow. We're going to look at Beth Pony, Mickey, and a few others.
Yeah,
we're going to have a look at. Oh, and Bailey. We've trimmed Bailey today. He's good.
We trimmed Bailey today. Yeah. So if you've got any questions about the horses, this is the time to ask.
Yeah.
And we're doing it side by side because we're in the same place. So we thought we'd do it side by side. But this is quite a nice little setup.
Yeah. So this is actually my mum and my eldest son's caravan, but the
big static.
It's only used as a bedroom because we've got a big lodge that we live in, and then it was only used as a bedroom, and then this living room area, kitchen area that we're in, it's kind of been used a bit of a dumping ground. And then I've had a spare bed, camp bed, folded up in my walk-in wardrobe. Did you know I've got a walk-in wardrobe?
I know, in your lodge.
In my lodge.
It's like the craziest
But
thing.
it wasn't really a walk-in wardrobe with a folded up bed in there. So I was like, right, that's it. Lindsay's
that's
coming.
where it's been stored.
That's where it's been stored. This was like my mum's seedling plant room. So there was soil all over the sides. And so it's actually
spotless now.
We have worked very hard. This is what you can't see. I can't. There's this leather sofa here came
That's
with.
Great, that leather sofa. It's massive.
Well, it was a corner unit. We've taken the corner unit out. So it was a corner unit. But
that came with it.
Yeah.
You can't see. We're just going to have to describe it.
This is brown real leather sofa.
Wow.
And my mum has been lovingly polishing it with aqueous because it's skin. She's been like rubbing aqueous. I'm like,
it is lovely.
It's all right for free, isn't it?
So what doing about that?
Yeah.
You put me to work.
No, what about the sofa was all right for free?
I thought you mean me.
Oh no, I've got the most out of you. You've not been lollygagging.
Squeezed them out like I'm like a tube of toothpaste.
Yeah.
You're like folding me up at the end.
Now you're here. I'm not going to put you to waste. I'm not putting you to waste when you're here. It's like, come on. But like I said, it's not been like we've had normally there's for a workshop or a camp, there's a schedule for the day.
There's a schedule,
and we've got to stick to it.
And we've got to stick to it. And then the only time we really get some time is afterwards when we go to the pub.
And we're knackered.
And
your voice is normally going.
And my voice is normally going.
And we're normally full of a million questions. Because I'm not there on every single workshop clinic that Lindsay does. Obviously, it's here, and I'm always learning stuff with the cadaver legs and
every time.
And you've done countless workshops, countless. So and then however many legs there 200. Are at a workshop, every single time it's like, wow.
Yeah, something different every single. Well, different but the same.
Same but different.
Yeah, different but the same.
Same problems, same. And that word we're going about all the time: imbalance.
Constant imbalance. And when we do the workshops and when we do the second session and we get everybody to measure the heels and and start looking at balance, and what we find is all of the hooves. Usually there may be one just sneaking into the parameters.
There's one you go,
well, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
But other than that,
probably I've been trimmed and just died of a colic. Probably trimmed by a HM trimming. No,
so many.
It's not funny, but
it's rare.
It's few and far between.
Yeah, it's rare. It's rare that we get the balance that we're looking for. which is anatomical balance.
Well, it's balanced to that, and everyone thinks that, you know, we bang on about, you know, oh, it's a cookie cutter trim.
Oh, no. But what's so funny about that is without, I mean, using that term is just so derogatory, but it's a cookie cutter species. It's a cookie cutter system through evolution. She didn't go, well, you know, today I'm going to make P3 and a bit collarbone, and I'm going to just make it a little bit different to even the other foot and the other hind feet. And then, you know, that one over there, I'm going to make that different again. Well, that wouldn't be sustainable, would it?
No.
That's not how genetics
Well, like
works.
you've always said, it's like pretty much when you go in for a surgery, it's either when the surgeon knows
where everything is.
Where everything, I mean, sometimes you get a mutation. Yeah. Sometimes, but it's very rare. But within the horse's foot, you cut it open and everything is
the same.
Is where it should be.
Absolutely.
It's all there.
And it's an excuse. When people say, you know, there are loads of different ways to trim a laminitic foot. I said the word. There are loads of different ways to trim horses' feet. That's not right. Because that's just an excuse for people who have their own personal opinions. There should be no personal opinions involved in trimming something which is an engineering masterpiece, as it was created over 55 million years of evolution.
But simply put, the way we trim, and Lindsay and HM teaches us to trim, is we are balancing the hoof capsule to the internal.
Wild,
because you're preferring a horse there.
Preference.
Well, that horse
was
crippled.
Totally crippled.
Totally crippled. And guess what? That horse was kept on a track.
Yes.
It was fed
barefoot.
They
were trying to follow TPW.
But owner
had
recently had a baby, and anyone that's done this will know the alarming rate that heels can shoot up at. So owner couldn't keep on top of them.
No, and not at the right angle.
No,
I mean, it takes a bit of skill and a bit of teaching, and people start to understand and start to grasp the idea at a workshop, but often they can't do it. And if you haven't even been to a workshop, it's even harder.
Yeah, it's even harder. So owner did the right thing and could see that she wasn't doing the right thing, wasn't getting the trim correct.
And was getting increasingly more scared.
Yeah, she was.
Because
vets were getting upset.
Right.
They wanted to do that. Vets were saying you need to chop the toe off, but the owner said, I know it's not that. She just hadn't got the heels correct. So.
And this whole thing about the heels, people are the thing that we see more than anything else is them backing off the heels and going for the toes.
Yeah.
And people, even our pros that are trained, that they're only human, and they succumb to people saying things like, oh, the heels are too low, and that puts doubt in your mind. And they have to really dig deep and go back to what they've learned about anatomy, because it's easy to just back off because you just think that that's what's going to make a horse sore. But what makes a horse sore is imbalance.
And leaving just that little bit too much.
And leaving too much.
Okay, but it doesn't
relative
have to be
to the toe.
Relative to the toe. So it doesn't
always relative.
Doesn't have to be a lot. Sometimes it does have to be a lot, but sometimes it doesn't. Actually, relative to. Because everyone thinks that, oh, you know, because we get definitely the right saying.
Yeah.
And they can be, well, they were fine. And it looks terrible, but then you can have other horses where it's the tiniest amount.
Yeah, and I think
they're really struggling.
And I think that also is to do with oftentimes how long it's been going on.
Yeah,
and how long they've had damage. But that relativity, we could call that proportional balance, is very important. And it isn't just about balancing the foot; it's also about growth rates. All of those things all come into play, and it takes time to read feet and to see that. And so when we have horses that come in here, or when we have horses that we're dealing with, it's in fact, thinking about it, hence the reason the pony came here, is because owners often struggle with rehabbing their own horses at home. Because of keeping on top of it.
They underestimate.
Yeah. And I know that we go on and on about x-rays and radiographs, and that's super difficult, isn't it? Because if you've not got a professional on board with you, you go and ask a vet to come and do an x-ray, and you're leaving that toe alone because you're trying to gain more vertical toe depth and that proportional balance, and they come along and think it's a welfare issue, even though
these horses now at that point are usually really
loads better,
loads more comfortable than when they had the chop toe.
And we're not leaving the toe like that.
No,
I think people think that that's an HM trim, and you're leaving the
and
horse.
that's it forever.
That's it forever.
And they're running around with flipper clown feet forever.
That's it. Tripping, stumbling, falling on the face, you name it. Lame, awful.
You've got to remember, I live here with these animals, and we are open currently for an event.
Yeah.
And there are hundreds of people coming down.
Hundreds.
And seeing the horses.
Yeah.
No horses are tripping anywhere.
No, we had a lovely moment yesterday in the sunflowers, beautiful sunflower field that Dan's made this maze around for kids to walk and families to walk around. They put these little letters on plates to find a word. Oh, it's so brilliant. Yeah. He's so entrepreneurial. And we were innovative. I like that, innovative. And we're stood at the gate over there by the sunflowers with a family that were transfixed by a bunch of horses that were
flies.
Yeah. And it was just lovely to see these healthy animals chilled out in a herd. And the lady went, "Oh, and you said, didn't you? Yeah, they live on this track and they go around. Sometimes they go in the field, etc." And she said,
"They've got that big barn over there that they can go
big barn." And she said, "Oh, how many have you got?" And you couldn't even bloody remember, could you? Like,
25-ish, something like that.
25 or so. Yeah.
And she was like, and this is what I find with non-horsey folk. They go,
they get it.
That sounds really nice.
They
go,
get it.
It's much better for them being stood in a stable, isn't it? Much better than that. And I'll go, yes. But horsey people are like, "Oh, well, oh, yeah, but, well," them being that close together and what if you kick each other?
And that's the fear it's the human that's got the fear, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, should we have a look at who's here?
Who's with us?
Okay, so top of the shop, and this is, you posted this ages ago. So Maggie's here, the two loveliest people together for an interesting talk. Can't wait, says Sunshine. The 3 Breeze says can't wait. Whoop whoop, says Dawn. Can't wait to hear these two amazing ladies. It's lovely to see you two. Elrika says hi all, ladies live. Gail's here. She says hello, looking forward to the live. Ali Halfpenny says hi. Evening from Finland, says Arpia. Hello, darling. Just want to say thank you for teaching. Thank you. Thank me for learning. Sad to see again today how many people ignore the fact that horses are healing with correct balance. It's difficult for people, isn't it? Because ultimately, to actually believe what we're saying and showing,
I hate saying
and that believe is a really crap word, isn't it? I mean, you've got to start. Well, you don't have to. You can sit in your lane and not move out of it. But if we're posing these questions, that we are showing things like, well, how come leaving that balanced toe did not actually tear that laminae further and that horse got sounder? Why are we being told that to chop a toe off is going to be better, when we know that in these instances to shorten that surface area actually would make them lame? If we took these horses that are rehabbing and chopped all their toes off, what would happen?
Well, I've done it once. I did it once.
Good experiment.
I did it once.
Bad experiment.
Well, it was an experiment. I thought I was doing the right thing.
You did.
And I will never do it again.
No.
Pony had to go back into boots.
Yeah.
Back into boots. And we were not back to square one, but it created divergence again and soreness pretty much instantly. And
the raw truth is here, because we don't rehab these horses in anything other than boots for a few weeks. After that, they are barefoot. There's no remedial shoeing package. There's no glued on casts. There's none of that. We are doing this so we know instantly when that animal is unsound. And these, what I find quite interesting about rehabbing these animals is that they need, from what we've been doing in our studies, is that they need frequent trimming because of the heel growth.
Absolutely. It is a relentless
So if you stick an animal in a glued-on cast
It's
or a remedial shoe, how do you get in there?
no,
Because you're not going in there in a week, are you?
no.
You're
You're not. Well, these glue shoes, whatever you want to call them, are not cheap.
No.
And the damage taking them on and off every few days. It's not. One, it's not practical, and two, it's detrimental because those feet are growing all the time.
That's the point.
They're growing. And another point is you can't clean them.
No, and that's a big thing, isn't it?
Cleaning, and if they've had abscesses,
infection,
if there's abscess tracts, holes, damage, these things need to be cleaned daily. And whilst trimming here is a very, very important job. We were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah, we were.
Important wise, huge.
Yes.
But actual time wise, it takes quite a small amount of time. The majority of what we do here is nursing. Nursing every day. So believe it or not, because the propaganda will have you believe that we don't give pain relief. And
of course
my feed room is like pharmacy or Breaking Bad, whatever you want to call it. It's just there's powders and all kinds of stuff going on in there. And there's some of the horses have been on quite a strict schedule of pain relief because in the early days because a lot, as you all know, a lot of the horses that reach my gates are last chance saloon. So we do everything we can to keep them as comfortable as possible whilst we're going through getting them balanced.
And what did we used to think about pain meds? What was the thing that was sent out in the world? Actually, I think came from the barefoot community.
Well, it was.
That we've got to be careful with these pain meds because it's going to disrupt the gut. Which, of course, you have to be careful. You're not going to overdose them with stuff. But it's going to exacerbate the laminitis and in the inflammation of the laminae. What have we found?
It doesn't
do that at all. No, it doesn't do that at all.
It's welfare for the horse, and that's what we're here for. We want to keep them as comfortable, as happy as possible. And let me tell you, even on pain relief, that connection still comes in. To be honest with you, I say that when we've got to the point where we're getting new laminar connection, we're off.
Don't need it.
We're off.
We're off and running.
We've been off it for.
What do you like to look for? What are you looking for at the coronary band?
Oh, the healing angle coming every day when I'm boot changing or doing anything. I'm like, it's here.
It comes.
In fact, the first time it ever happened, I can't remember what horse it was with. A long time ago. First time it ever happened, I was like, oh my god, there's a huge abscess coming. There's a huge abscess coming. Oh my god, what is this? It was the new healing angle coming in, and when that appears, I am like, yes, it's happening. Things are healing. The hoof is healing. We've got the balance right. We're off. And then, as time goes on, that healing angle comes. And then obviously this old part of the foot starts to stick out.
Which used to be at that
angle. If I could take it off and put it up there, you'd go, no wonder P3 was in that position.
Yeah. So when they're looking at this long toe like this, they're going, oh my God, it's awful. But actually that was like that.
And if it was causing any problems, and honestly, back in the day, I used to think, because all I used to post pictures of hooves and horses getting the go. Yeah, but you haven't got any x-rays. Yeah, if you haven't got x-rays, it means not. So when finally we could get x-rays, I was like, this is it. This is it, Linz.
We're going to show them.
We're going to show them and they're going to understand.
Yes.
They're going to get it. We were so excited. We've got x-rays and showing this connection coming in.
Every month.
And then
over several horses.
We put it out there. You are Internet World.
Live. In real time.
We were so excited because not only
literally
we got a horse.
Money where our mouth is.
Yeah, not only have we got a horse trip-trapping around the joint having a great time.
Yeah.
Not dead.
No.
Got friends, forage, freedom. Feet aren't hurt anymore. We've got black and white, literally black and white proof going, look at the laminar connection coming in.
Oh.
No, that's not right still. That is not right. And you're like,
oh God.
Wow.
We've got to go up to the moon, go around it twice.
And get blood, sign it in blood.
Yeah, come back.
Signed, sealed from the king himself.
I know we're taking a bit of a mickey, but honestly, it's so frustrating.
It's serious, though.
It is serious, especially when you have people that constantly say to us, constantly berate us for what we're saying, and yet we have all these questions that are unanswered, and they're constantly asking us all of this thing and telling us it should be so and that we're doing it wrong and la 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 la. And then they laugh at us when we say, well, okay, we'll have this conversation with you if you can provide the same kind of information we're providing. Can you provide x-rays every month of an animal being rehabbed? Somebody said on the page today, I haven't properly got back to him yet, but somebody said on that post and quoted a paper of 117 laminitic hooves that they looked at, because I said, nobody's done that yet. Nobody has had a look at what we're talking about. He went, yes, they have. This is a paper that did research on 117 laminitic hooves. They were dead. Oh. Well, that's not rehab. No. They were dead, and they were trying to find some commonality between them. But that doesn't answer what we're talking about here. That doesn't show an animal getting sound. That doesn't show the laminae repairing. So how can you? So that's not a study. No. So where are those?
We should be drowning in. I hate the whole that it's
so divisive and so split down the middle.
It all against them, and it's like, well, you give this and we'll give that. And I do not like. We are not enjoying this conflict.
No,
it is.
It's tough.
It's tough. We are human beings at the end of the day. It is hard, but equally, we've brought so much to the table with documentation, not just X-rays. We've got, anyone that's followed my page for any time will know pretty much horses by name, see videos of them, and I try to be as consistent as possible. And I do X-rays along with that. I do hoof pictures along with that
all the time.
And it seems just like
where is that consistency in the rest of the world?
Yeah.
We can't just simply throw the name and the title of a peer-reviewed paper that has no relevance effectively. We can't do that and then just go, there you go, see, it's not relevant. It's not answering the very specific questions that we are asking.
We're not seeing the hoof capsule being studied.
No, not at all.
From entry of these animals coming into this experiment,
no.
And then throughout, which is what we do when these horses come to us. Measurements are taken, photographs are taken, videos are taken, X-rays are taken. We trim, we remeasure, we take pictures again, we re-X-ray again, and then we keep
all on the same day.
Usually, all on the same day.
Yeah.
But it seems like,
and then we do it monthly, and then we're doing this live. We're not going, well, we'll sit and wait like a peer-reviewed study.
Yeah,
we'll sit and I'll stick all my data in a drawer for the moment until eventually we come to the end of that 2 years down the line, and then maybe we'll then start analysing it. We're not doing that. We haven't got time to do that, because what we're trying to do is teach people that when they see this kind of presentation in their horse, this sort of laminitis phenotype almost in a way, this presentation in their horse, that they go, oh, my horse is like that. Is this laminitis metabolic, or is this something that I can help? And then they look at the hoof capsule and go, oh.
Yeah. It is happening,
Look at the heels.
It is happening on an owner level. That's what we've always said. It's the owners.
Grassroots.
It's the owners that we will show. I don't want to say show the light. Show the light.
Show them the light. Well, no, get them to look. They've not looked. Nobody has looked before.
No, but I get messages saying, Bethan, I've been following your page, and sometimes it's really sad because they go, I've had this horse put down, and can you just look at her feet because they look really a lot like what you guys
we get those, don't we?
Yeah.
That people want closure. We do get those. They really want closure. So here we go. Let's have a look at somebody else. So here's Heather. Hi, everyone. Looking forward to a live with these two wonderful people. Piers says, so many opinions left and right when only one opinion matters, the animal itself. Comments under the long post today, but I'm going to enjoy the live now. Hi, ladies. Hi, darling. Jeanette says, hi, everyone. So excited to see these two lovely ladies live. Elodie. Hello, Elodie.
Oh,
hello.
Is that? Say her name for me.
Elodie Lecroix. Hello, could you talk about how, I think this Elodie might be a different Elodie. Oh, no, I don't think it is. I think that's our Elodie. Hello, can you talk about how to be sure to find HSP versus compaction on really hard compacted rehab feet? I think I've gone too far on my rehab pony yesterday evening. Okay, so Elodie, you're not quite there yet, because if it's our Elodie, you've started the course. And
she has.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, she has.
Oh,
and that's where you need, if you're not sure, then you need to get guidance from us if you're not sure. And that is exactly why we started studying the anatomy in reference to the hoof capsule, and why we started bringing in measurements so that people could start to see when compaction was likely to be there.
Yes.
In a heel that was still higher than usual.
Yeah.
It is likely that there is compaction there. But also equally, we did it to stop people going too far.
Exactly.
Because there is that side of it too. But it is an interesting thing in the equine world. People are very, very confused about heels, yet toes.
No, it's
game, isn't it?
Anybody
can just in any which way they fancy.
Swap them off.
From that there's a hoof, from that way to that way, to more or less, to more next time, to completely different on the front feet, to each front foot, to the back feet, leaving more toe on the back feet than they should relative to the heels.
So then you're getting an NPA.
Right. And taking more on the front foot, so you're getting a positive P3. And nobody can make them either.
You've got a poor horse, then it's like,
that's it.
It doesn't know whether, you know.
And everybody's then going,
I wonder why it's saying.
Posture.
It's backing quite right. Oh, it's a bit cold back. Oh, it's a bit, it's not quite right. It's a bit twisted in its hip. And I'm going to get the osteopath. I'm going to get the dentist. I'm going to get the saddle fitter.
Exactly.
I'm going to get the horse communicator. Yeah. Aromatherapy.
Yes.
Everything. What about its feet? Oh, its feet.
Absolutely. No, because nobody knows. Because most people will admit they might know the anatomy, but they don't know anything about hoof capsule trimming. And that's been okay so far because it's not been okay, but people have felt that was okay so far because they relied on other professionals. But what we're finding out, and it's not, I'm a hoof care professional. I do not want to be throwing other hoof care professionals under the bus, but I'm trying to get people to go, hang on just one moment. If we were seeing these P3s in the wrong position in a balanced hoof capsule, well, then now that's a different matter.
The argument of
the metabolic
side of things doing that could have legs.
It could, with P3 rotating in the capsule or sinking. That can only be right if we actually have balanced hoof capsules. And when do we ever see it? Have we ever seen it?
Never seen it.
Like, never.
And I mean, I don't want to blow the trumpet of HM or myself, but I think we're pretty well known worldwide now, and
infamous, I think.
Ruffled enough feathers that if there was somebody out there with this counter evidence, they would be wild.
Why is it not there?
Why is it? Well, we have seen one supposedly, but sadly, I mean, people say that we shouldn't read X-rays, but
if you're just reading a visual image,
what I'm looking at, and I know what I'm looking at when I can see a laminar connection or not on an X-ray. So the hoof capsule might look the right shape around P3, but the laminar connection is still blown.
And if we haven't seen the hoof history of that horse, so let's just say we've had a horse where it's got separation through hoof capsule divergence, and then it gets trimmed. And then they have the X-ray, and then they say, look, see, the heels aren't that high.
It's just whizzed around on its own.
Right.
Yeah.
But we've got a separation. But we haven't seen the hoof histories.
What was it like before the X-ray?
Right. And what was it like before the trim?
The trim, yes.
Because we've got that's why it's so important. It's
But
so
that's why
important
it's
to have
such an
these
uphill
histories.
battle, though, isn't it, Lindsay?
It is.
Because X-rays aren't cheap, and people don't understand. People don't see the importance of it like we do, and it's like, well,
and yet we have millions of horses that have lost their lives and will continue to lose their lives. Thousands of horses suffering, and we've seen enough of it.
Immeasurable pain, immeasurable, unimaginable.
And they're not sick.
Disgusting pain.
And they're not sick. They're not sick.
You know,
they're not sick
from
from a metabolic dysfunction.
We could sit here all night and go through our Lindsay's phone, my phone, and we could pull up inbox stories of the most disgusting trims that have been done on horses' feet by other hoof care providers. We days. We could do,
honestly,
days.
And you've got to remember that at these workshops we go through probably anything from 60 to 100 hoofs, and we do many workshops a year.
And then there's the student camps.
And there is real value. We were talking about that paper earlier. There is real value in cadaver trimming. There is real value in people slowing down and learning how to trim without the stress of a live animal the other end of that limb, shaking the leg around when you're not quite sure of your tools and your position and all of those sorts of things. So there is real value in the trimming side of it, but there's also real value in assessing these capsules when we have clearly got P3 in the wrong position. Because what we don't see is them all lined up, all looking correct with each other, compared to each other, all the hoof capsules. What we see is big long heels relative to the shortened toe. We never see those beautifully balanced hoof capsules from the outside with P3 whistling through on the inside.
It's not.
It literally doesn't happen. So when people say my horse rotated overnight and we go, can we see the x-ray? We look at the x-ray and go, it's not balanced. You see that? And the people who bulk the most against that are people who trim themselves and hoof care professionals.
Because they'd have to, if they accepted what we said.
What would that mean?
What would that mean for their own?
Yeah, I mean, they've gone around, they've told everybody the horse has got laminitis, they've told their friends, they've told their family, they've said they've tried to do everything. And then somebody says, well, actually, I think it was the trim. They go, absolutely not.
I don't want to. There's two types of people, though.
Two?
Because some people will go, right, oh my God, I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see where I've made a F up, right, and I'm going to learn. And they are the people that seek us out. They're the people that would then become pros, usually.
Yeah, oftentimes.
Or owners who are like, I'm coming to a workshop. I want to, even if I don't want to trim myself, because that's not what we do at these workshops. We are not training people to go out and set up a business trim.
No.
But what it is doing is if they don't want to trim them, not to trim themselves so much, but if someone else is trimming their horse for them, they could go, hang on a minute.
I can see it.
That's not quite right there. So there's those people. And then there's the other people that will just ostrich themselves, head in the sand. No, it's metabolic. It was the grass. It was the grain. It was the weather. It was the stress.
Too hard for them to go there.
And I get it.
I get it.
I had a horse on my track that got rotation, so hoof capsule divergence. And can you imagine that for me? And I'm like, they're all on supposedly the best diet. They've got no shoes on, and they're not locked up, and they're walking miles, and they're not stressed, and they've got Friends Forage Freedom. They're not metabolic in any way.
Nope.
Hang on a minute. And then I spoke to Lindsay. I said, Lindsay, this horse isn't right. She's like, go take pictures of his feet. Took pictures of his feet. I went, oh my God, I can see it. And I was devastated.
Then we x-rayed.
Then we
saw the divergence.
There it was. Lo and behold, there it was. But, you know.
And no change of diet, no change of management.
Nothing.
We then, just by changing the trim and bringing that foot back into balance, we healed that foot.
Within 12 days, that horse. And so we didn't do any of the laminitis protocol. So no box rest, no deep bed, no heart bar shoes, no flowsing drugs.
Which is all based on, so the flowsing drugs based on a metabolism, dysfunctional metabolism driving that issue. and then the deep bed because they think P3 is going to come whistling through the capsule and come down.
Aided and abetted
by the
obviously
DDFT.
by the DDFT.
But we were confident in what we've been seeing over these years. We're confident in the horses that we've rehabbed, and we said no, her hoof capsule is out of balance.
Yeah, there's compaction at the back, and there's too much toe taken at the front.
And
This is when
it's subtle,
insidious,
it's
subtle, and that's what made me then set me on my journey to, because I mean I had to fix this horse, and so I'm on the phone to Lindsay, and I'm like, I need help, and this is how I ended up learning. And I'm
having to trim yourself.
To trim myself.
Which you didn't want to do.
I never, ever
Busy
wanted
enough.
to be a trimmer. Not my bag. Don't like it. Don't want to do it. I wanted someone else to do it. I wanted to sit there with a cup of tea and have a chit chat and watch someone else do it and just go, oh, yeah, lovely. Didn't want to trim. Didn't want to trim. But I had to fix this horse. By Jove. There it was.
We didn't have any pros. We didn't have anybody. It was just you.
Yeah, it's just me. And this pony went from crippled, honestly, real bad.
Yeah, they start to go down and then they're like, oof.
Whoosh. She was in a bad way.
I mean, downhill. I don't
even in boot, we put her in boots straight away, and within 12 days she went from crippled to strap. Because you got to remember, my living room is on the track. These horses walk past my house every day, and I'll get whiplash from jumping up and down videoing these bloody horses. And she grew out the biggest toe. And
there was no change to diet or management.
No, so she stayed out. And all the other horses eating all the same, the same.
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
It was exactly the same. The only thing that changed was the trim.
Sorted the feet out.
Was the trim. Exactly. Okay, let's have a look. Stella says she's just woken up. It's 2:57 a.m. So
is that you, Stella?
Stella.
Are you sure that's you, Stella?
No, she's put a little robot. Look.
Yes.
Bot.
Well, I don't know about that, Stella. With your donkeys and your grass.
Becky, hello, darling. That's our lovely Becky.
Yes.
Our admin.
Hello, dear.
Jeanette deserves says, well done, Stella. Hello from Texas. Hello, my lovelies. Ali Blossom Rock Ranch says, greetings everyone, so looking forward to this.
Name.
I know, it's really Blossom Rock Ranch. So look, here's our Chloe, look, here she is.
Oh no, hi from Darcy and me, cups of tea at the ready.
Yeah, hey, we've got our Prosecco.
I've been dying. I've been spitting feathers the whole time.
First class.
Yes,
we've been very good.
We are being very good.
Shannon's here. Hello, my lovely Shannon. One of our pros. Hello, lovely ladies here from Canada. Rehab is never linear for any species and rarely looks pretty. But the hard work and dedication you and the rest of us do does make a positive difference. It really does. And we are thrown under the bus constantly because people pick individual little things without any history.
Context.
And I don't mean to be mean.
No, we don't mean to be mean.
We don't mean to be mean.
Lindsay is not a mean person. and I'm just going to go on a rant now. She is not what people write on. And if anyone knows me, they'll go, oh, that Bethan, she doesn't suffer fools. I would hang around with someone who was not a nice person. The internet, the propaganda internet have got Lindsay so wrong. You couldn't be any further wrong.
And we think it's all because... And she's horrible to farriers, she's horrible to vets. We're not.
No.
Into individual people. That's not what we do. We're talking about the system.
Yes.
The equine industry.
Yeah.
Not individual people.
No.
Although we are named as an individual.
Oh, we're thrown
with all sorts of names.
As we always say, it's like a game of a really shitty game of pass the parcel. And
it is.
Sometimes the music stops when we're holding that parcel, and conveniently then the room empties. All the party goers, all the guests have gone, and we're just stood there, and everyone goes,
"You did it."
It was you, and you're like,
literally no.
There was all these people before. No, Luke, you are holding that horse's hoof.
And because there are no sequentials before we turn up, we do them as we're going along. But because there are none before we turn up, it's easy actually to do that. to point the finger, because now they can go back to owners. If it doesn't turn out great, and sometimes it doesn't, because sometimes it has gone too far, and sometimes we could rehab the horse here, but sometimes they can't get their horse here, because it could be all over the world, or even in this country, but they just can't get here. And then loss is horrific. It's horrific, isn't it, for those of us that have gone through it? And it destroys you, especially when you think perhaps there was something that we could have done about it. So actually you're looking for somebody to blame,
which is human nature.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to blame yourself. Fair enough. You're looking for somebody to blame, and we were the last ones holding the parcel at the end when the music stopped.
It's easy to do.
But when you actually go in and then look at those feet and you start analysing them, like we did today in that post, you realise that the owners, and I don't mean to be rude, but the owners haven't got that information and that knowledge. They just see a horse that was crippled. They were told it was laminitis. HM came along and they didn't fix it. And we do try, but we can't. We do not have a magic rasp or fairy dust. It's just not possible to fix some of these animals. They're too far gone. And what are they too far gone from? Incorrect, imbalanced hoof care.
Because a lot of the horses, people forget, and I'm going to go back to, because I only my own stories of the horses here. A lot of the horses that come to all of them pretty much come to us from the laminitis protocol. So deep bed, star.
Yeah, I think people forget that.
Star, all the traditional stuff's been done. Toe has been chopped.
Yeah.
Those lever forces that they bang on about, that's been removed.
For a long time. For a long time.
DDFT has been unloaded.
For a long time.
For a long time. Extensor's screaming, by the way. No one seems to get upset about that.
No,
Extensor's screaming its tits off. Sorry. sorry. It's not happy.
No.
And, they're on floating drugs and this and that and the soaked hay. And these owners, one of the biggest struggles for these owners is they have micromanaged these horses and nursed them very well.
Yes.
And they've done as they are told by the other professionals.
It's not got better.
To the T.
And spent a lot of money.
Some of these people are taking time off work.
Yeah.
Doing a lot, they are killing themselves almost with looking after these horses, and they're not getting better. And they're deteriorating. They're doing x-rays every
and they're told that they're deteriorating because it's a dreadful disease.
Something's still wrong.
But they can't get on top of it. And it is an awful disease, is what they're told.
Yeah.
But if you stuck remedial shoes on a horse and you x-rayed it, then you put the shoes on and you didn't quite trim it into balance, and then you left it for 5 weeks.
What's that? What's happened to that imbalance? That's going to go from a bit of an imbalance.
Well, we know you can't leave them a week. These feet that are terribly imbalanced. And you leave them 5 weeks, you x-ray again, the horse is getting worse, and they CP3 in the wrong position. They've not assessed the hoof capsule. And then they're given the horrible diagnosis or prognosis that this horse is not going to survive, and they've got to put it to sleep. Hector, look at Hector. Look at that, for instance. And we will keep bringing up these animals because they are continually, they're still repairing. I mean, they're doing super well.
Yeah.
They're sound, no shoes. Hector was in shoes, crippled, out of shoes, completely, totally fine.
He was
totally different.
In boots for 2-3 weeks, something like that. But he was sound in boots in days.
Yeah.
Days.
Yeah, crippled and about to be put to sleep.
Yeah,
they were sorting out the cremation.
It was booked in. They were deciding what cremation package to have. They were deciding if the owner wanted to be there in his final moments. Heartbreaking. And many of you would have seen the video of Hector in his stable, crippled, and you can hear
following proper laminitis.
She's done everything.
Blood tests,
everything.
Deep bed,
flows in
a high level of
flows in.
Remedial shoeing, and he couldn't move because the disease was getting worse.
Masses of pain relief that horse was on, and it wasn't touching the sides. This horse was still in agony.
That's how you see them.
And his owner got him to us, and we had him. Do you know that video on the news where there's that politician, and then the kids come in and the nanny has to come and we have prepped this. Oh no, that's not that. Hello, come here. Here's Farmer Rupert. He's been to, where have you got these from?
Sunflowers.
And our wildflower field. Isn't that very nice? Who are these for?
Lovely.
Who are these for?
You.
You and Lindsay.
Oh, they're very good. What are these?
Sunflowers.
What do you know? What's that?
Dahlia.
Dahlia. What's that one?
Dahlia.
Dahlia. That's a day. Have we got any? What other flowers do we grow?
We didn't get any wildflowers.
Yeah, but what's that other one beginning with a Z?
Zinna.
Zinna. We grow zinnas. I don't know what they look like now. Well, can you take?
He does.
Can you take
them? Find a vase.
Can you take them to Mama and put them in a vase, please?
Okay, and shut the door behind you.
Shut the
Good
door.
boy. Off you go.
Off you go. Let me just go and
There we
shut that door. Very good.
That's sweet. That's so lovely.
Don't whip children or animals.
I've got a cup and I'm ready for the Lindsay and Beth show.
Yes. Hey.
Hello from North Wales, says Vicky. Hi. Mika's here from Germany. Hello. Becky Bragg's here. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, says Viv, all the way from New Zealand. This will be fun. Zara's here.
Hi, Zara.
Alicia's here. It's nice. Look, they're all tuning in.
Yes.
Evening, ladies. Prosecco at the ready.
Oh, every time someone says Prosecco, we have to have a drink. That'll be it now.
Hang on. Prosecco, sterling work. Thank you very much.
It's going to descend into, remember, absolutely
Lord.
fabulous with Eddie Pass.
Morning cuppa for me, Wednesday here. Sniggles start, that's Therese in Sweden. Hi from Sweden. Angie's here from the States. Horsey Mad, Jen, hi from Mid Wales. Oh no, Becky says definitely.
Well, one more, I'll be drunk.
I'm not going to put it up next.
No more now, because I'll be.
I know there's loads. I'm not going to put it up.
Stop, but they know me too well.
Stop it now. Noon on Tuesday for me. I have no idea what I need for a drink. Maybe fresh
Prosecco.
strawberry lemonade. There's loads. No, not putting it up. Georgie.
No, we're not
Georgie,
doing it.
hello, Georgie, darling. Hello, nice to see you. Marshall's here. Hello from Wyoming. Addicted to mapping out x-rays. It's amazing how P3 and the coronary band stay in steady relationship where sound and lame love these lives. And part of you thinks, hang on a minute, we're not allowed to look at x-rays because we can't diagnose. But we can look at x-rays and we can see what we see with the Hoof capsule. And why is that a closed shop? Why can't we see that? Because that closed shop is actually, dare I say it, causing some harm, because it's not opening that out to other people who have questions, other people that are doing things like we are, that have questions as to why things aren't quite going down the road that they tell us that it is going to go down. Why aren't those toes tearing the laminae? Why are horses that are keeping those toes in play as it grows out, why are they okay when they shouldn't be?
What would you say to the people who say, well, you might as well chop it off because the very end of it, it's not
dead.
It's not touching the ground anyway. Take a picture of that. What would you? Because I'm maybe going to be a bit devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Because we don't normally do things like that.
No.
What would you say to those people that say, well, look, I'm taking a shot, and you say it's got beyond the ground, and it's just up a bit at the front. Why can't we cut that bit off?
Okay, so there's many reasons actually. We have found, haven't we, that horses prefer a larger surface area when they have been suffering from a very short surface area.
That's sore. That short sore. So it's normally sore.
It's sore. So it's offering a little bit of, I hate to use that word, support and protection. However, there's the biggest problem that has never been looked at. Well, two big problems. One, looking at the hoof capsule itself, and two, looking at hoof growth rates. So when we've got high heels and they have been previously chopping off the toe, we have this proportional balance imbalance. And what we are doing when those horses come in is actually they haven't got enough toe usually. Now, you think of toe as in the hoof wall toe, but we think of toe because horizontally, but we're thinking of how much vertical toe depth that animal has got. And oftentimes the more usual common presentation is that they haven't got enough. And so if you keep removing it, you are continually affecting the growth rates. Why? Because that hoof needs feedback. I think that was one of the biggest things. I think that a lot of people, when they come to the workshop, they go, I've never thought of that before. I've never thought of feedback. But why on earth do you think a horse knows how to create enough foot? Why does an endurance horse not run out of foot? Why doesn't it just start running around on bloody nubs?
Oh, the bloody nubs.
You know, why doesn't it do that? Well, it doesn't do that because
The foot knows.
It does know. It's
Foot
intelligent.
knows, yeah.
It's intelligent. It has feedback.
It's not a block of wood.
No, it's not a block of wood. And similarly, it is part of the skin system. So it's the integumentary system. Similarly to us, if we took it wouldn't be very pleasant initially if we took our shoes off and we went barefoot out there on the gravel. My God, that would feel horrible, wouldn't it? And we could imagine horses going when they've just come out of shoes and they're imbalanced.
You hear about people go, I don't know how they do it at your place, Beth. And it's just my horse loses a shoe and it's like it's broke its leg lame.
Right.
And to me, it's like,
God,
wow, how lame is your horse?
Yeah.
There's something really wrong with that horse.
Yeah. And people believe that shoes are there to stop the foot from wearing away, but the foot doesn't wear away.
No.
The foot doesn't wear away. The foot understands. But if we continually start taking one part of the hoof capsule away and leaving more of the other, which is getting a lot of stimulation, nobody thinks of how that actually affects the biology of the hoof growth rates. And then when we come along, what we're trying to do is stabilize the hoof capsule, aren't we? We're trying to get to a point where, for God's sake, we don't have to keep chasing the darn heels.
Because it's constant.
Because it's constant.
Because most of them have had the front hacked off.
That's right. And sometimes you can't, like we were talking about subtle before, it looks like sometimes you can see the front when it's hacked off. You can see the laminae.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can't really see that.
And it looks like a sealed unit and you think, oh, it's all right.
But they've taken too much that way and they've done it on the wrong plane, because actually it should have been like that. And they were trimming like that, taking too much under here. And that
catastrophic.
Is catastrophic. Absolutely catastrophic. Hello from Norway, says Nina. Lovely to see you. Yvette's here. Hello from South New Zealand. Therese says, how often do you ultrasound and have you found any sign of damage on any tendons? We haven't done it over and over and over.
No, because one, it's expensive.
Oh, yes.
And I did it just as a let's just do it. And two,
on a horse with toes.
On a horse with very long toes.
And the vet said, there's no point.
And they said to me, Bethan,
there's no point
I'm
doing
a vet.
This.
And vets, because I'm not a total vet hater. I'm not a vet hater at all, to be honest with you.
No.
But, and
if
I
they're prepared to have discussions.
Yeah, and I do respect what training and education and what dedication they have put their lives to learn to become a vet. And many of the things that they do is quite boring. So vettings. So vettings involve examining horses, and even some lady at a livery yard who's had horses, people that ride competition horses can spot an inflamed, damaged, swollen tendon just by examining it. Now there's people saying, well, it can be happening on a microscopic level and you can't feel it. Right, fair enough. Right, okay.
That's what ultrasounds are for.
So we do the ultrasound. But the problem is with ultrasounds, and this is why when I had it done, I had about 30 images taken. They were all sent to me. Now, I just posted a screenshot of the email from the vet saying it has been done here, and it looks like an out of tune TV.
It does.
It looks like
static.
And for the majority of people, they just go,
don't understand that at all.
But it all depends. To post it all, it depends on how disingenuous the reader wanted to be, because an ultrasound wand, whatever you're going to call it, you are moving it to get a view of one structure, a clear view, which then can make other structures look not as healthy because it's not in the correct. It's distorted. So as I said, it depends on how disingenuous the reader wants to be with it.
also we've got to be realistic here. We're paying for all this ourselves. Are the owners paying for it? No, we
and
are.
these horses are the biggest diagnostic tool we have is the horse, and it's trotting around out there doing horse stuff.
And some people say, well, you might say it's sound, but I don't think so. You're like,
well, you should. With some of these people, if I've been nosy and had the time and had the inclination, I've gone and looked on their page, and their horses are shod. So if you want to just compare whose horses are sound and whose horses are lame, let's get on a level playing field. Or not, come bring it to my stony track, take its shoes off, and we'll see which one's lame.
Yeah, then,
and we'll see which one's sound.
Right.
And I've put money on the one that's sound.
Yeah, there you go. There
Cheers
you go.
to that.
Cheers to that. Okay. Connie's here.
Connie.
Hello all, says Connie. Sandra's here. Hello, my darling. Lovely to see you. Shannon says, I'm curious to know if Bailey's abscesses are finally healed. Is he just in boots and pads? It's great to see he's out a bit on the track.
Bailey, as requested by his owners, is not something that
we're going to chat
we're going to talk about. And that's just, I've been requested because and if you want to blame anyone for that,
people are getting targeted.
People are getting targeted. People are lifting pictures, and I try to share stuff, but it again, as always, it's taken out of context. And you could attack me and Lindsay. I mean, it still hurts, but we've been on social media. We've done this a bit longer. These owners haven't,
no,
and they are or have been going through a real hard time, and it's their precious baby, and they don't want to see. When it's on my page, I can monitor how things are being said, and I can protect the owners a bit.
But not when screenshots
are taken, which you would, if anyone's noticed, it's constant now. It's constant.
It's a constant
so
thing.
I can't really, and it's sad. It's sad because once upon a time, there's things happening and things changing, which are exciting,
which we'd love to share with you.
Oh my God, I'd love to share, but I can't. But I do. Please know that it's all to protect the owners and their mental well-being. So I'm fine. Yeah, and he's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's actually there. I can see him.
Yes, he is. Hello from Central Oregon, says Kirsty. Wonderful ladies. Alex is here. Hello from New Zealand. Dawn says, I went to a local show on Saturday and 2 ponies had the most horrendous coat cam feet I have ever seen. One of them got placed. It was obviously compromised and not sound. This is the problem. People can't read it.
But
People
once you do see it, sometimes that ignorance was bliss.
People say that, don't they? Oh, look, you've got a big...
I think that's when you do that.
If I do it on this, I think if you do various...
People are going to screenshot this. I was going to do something else then. Another gesture.
No,
I'm not going to. I'm better than that.
Becky says, yes, there are lots of excuses from a few on your fabulous post today, Lindsay. The same old excuses, but no evidence to back it up except what they said. And I'm trying to put these, I know, and it's long. I know some of these posts are long. She has go at me for having some long posts.
I do try to say, maybe just summarize them.
But I'm trying to cover all sort of possibilities and get you to start thinking and get you to start asking these questions, because we can't keep going down the same road. If Hectors are in the world that are being treated to the protocol and then are being put to sleep because there's no more arrows left in their quiver, and they feel that they've done everything they possibly can, and yet we take them on, we see the imbalance, we treat the foot, and then people go, oh well, yeah, he got better despite the trim. He wasn't on grass when he was in his stable,
and he is now. I mean, there's not much grass, but he's been on grass since beginning of spring. Yeah, when we'd had a lot of rain, the ground had not been grazed, lush grass. Mm-hmm. Because I'll tell you something else about horses being on track when they come to us. And Hector was overweight because he'd been stood in a box.
He hadn't been moving for months.
And so when they come to a track, and
they're not fit.
Ask any track owner. This is what happens with quite horses that are big. They lose all of that, and then underneath you see this weak, poor horse that is the true horse. All that blubber,
it hasn't got any real muscle.
Wasn't muscle. It was a layer of blubber.
Yeah.
So sometimes owners get a bit, oh, they look a bit scrawny, and so I'm like, with Hector, his owner got a little bit like that, and I said, no probs. Are you all right if I put him on the grass? And she was like, Bethan, I trust you. You do whatever. I was like, she's like, you'll be all right. I said, I promise you, you'll be fine. And that's how much I trust my knowledge and what I've learned and what I've seen.
Yeah, that's right.
That I have taken a horse that came to me with a P3 like this, and I went and chucked him on a field full of grass. And what happened? He put a little bit of weight on. He looked a little bit better for it. Stayed 100% sound as he is, as he was, and everything's fine. But again, these horses, you look at,
They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. And then you get the spin. Now we are probably the most honest people. We share too much.
Oversharers.
We are very similar.
Oversharers.
We are very similar people. We have very similar personalities, and we overshare.
Yeah.
But what we don't do is we don't tell porky pies.
No.
And we just don't.
No.
We tell it how it is. But people want to put a spin on it and say that we're just putting out propaganda. It's not true. It's not true.
Well, we see these pictures of like Hector's feet, and you think, God, that horse was going to be put down with them feet.
Absolutely.
Where's the logic in that? There's nothing more we can do. Hang on, excuse me. Can someone just look down here? No, it's laminitis that's done that.
No.
Laminitis raised its heels and chopped its toad off, did it?
No, that's why are we not? Yes, exactly.
Didn't do it to its back feet though.
No,
Didn't do it to its back feet. No.
come on.
No, it didn't do
Come on.
that.
So if it is a metabolic problem, why was the majority, still is, of laminitis research where they're not looking at all 4 feet on these induction models? They're not looking at all 4 feet. They often pick 1 foot. Why's that? You know, laminitis doesn't just hit the 2 front feet.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, you've got to ask yourself why. Alison says, hello. Hi, both. You are so right. Small differences can make such a difference. Also, folk need to realise we are most commonly bringing the heels back. Yes, down and back. Jacqueline's here. She says, look at you two beautiful humans. Thank you. And lovely Cyrus is here. Look, there he is. Hello, Cyrus. Give him a wave. Hello, darling.
Not just Dan. What about me? Yes, Cyrus. Hello.
Hello. Tracy, hi from Oregon. Kirsty says, I noticed when I managed to get all down to HSB, it grows back so perfectly. That tells me something. So it does. Right. I'm going to just scoot down and see if there's any more questions. There's loads of people, loads and loads of people. Lisa's here. Hi from Track to Nature. Hi, darling. Yeah. Cyrus, love it.
There's your one.
Oh, look. Hello, my baby. Hello, mama. Hello, darling. Mummy loves you. Mummy loves you, baby. She's like, oh, shut up, please.
Oh,
Oh, bonsoir, mama. Bonsoir. Bonsoir, darling. I love you, my babies. Kirsty says, my vet knows better than to challenge me on the toes. I don't back down. What I know is right. And it's so hard, isn't it? It's so damn hard. We did see, and I mean, I don't want to, this is awful, but this is the real hard, harsh reality of this. We did see a vet trimming, and we've seen vets trimming in the past, and they are uncomfortable doing it.
Yeah, they're not comfortable handling the tools.
No,
and this is a cadaver-foot. So.
No, fair enough if you're uncomfortable handling the tools, but with that comes. They're not quite sure what to do to the foot. They don't see the balance. That's a broad brush, but it's more commonly like that.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. Everyone, please know that there are a few spaces at the UK workshop of 2026 and awesome HM experience at Droitwich, 4th to the 6th. Absolutely. And you can fly in, by the way. You could easily fly in. Lovely Ray's here.
Hi, Ray.
Hi from Maria and Ray. Hello, you two. It's lovely to see you.
Hi, Ashley.
Oh, yeah,
my friend.
Dee says hello. I will never shoe again, says Kirsty. It's so detrimental to the hoof. Jenny says hello. Trying to say hello to as many people as we can. They're all having a hi, Cyrus. Hi, Asha. Hi, Cyrus.
I know they're all having a how many at where?
We've got 112 at the moment. So it is completely beyond me why anyone can think that a long healing toe is a welfare issue on a horse that is happy and freely moving just because it looks ugly. It's beyond all common sense. Correct. And also, they don't comprehend the reason that we're there in the first place. That's a big part of it. And why? Because no bugger took sequential images. Karen says, 3 lots of glue on heart bar shoes on my previous pony at 350 pounds ago, abscessed and nowhere to go, so pushed out of the coronary band. They did nothing but make him worse. And these stories have to be told. They have to be told.
Grim.
And then the excuse for that is, well, it's a disease out of control. We can't fix them all. Terrible disease. Never found the answer to it.
If you guys, I don't want to go on about the haters and the trolls, but if they could just see only...
See the effort this lady puts in. Incredible.
I wasn't going to talk about me.
It's true, though. It's incredible.
We both put a lot of effort in, don't we? We do. We all work very, very hard here, and you mostly adminning. You're doing so much, you know, screen time, I know how draining it is.
Yeah, it
is for you. And then when when people don't read the post, sometimes, which is me, sometimes I really struggle.
Yes, I'm like, I do.
Yeah, but I have Lindsay here. I don't have to read the post. As I'm
you know what I'm saying in the post.
I just go, yeah, I know that. Yeah, perfect, great, thumbs up, brilliant.
Absolutely. Okay, right. What have we got here? Anne says, how do you get a horse to lift his hoof? I cannot for the life of me or anyone else get him to lift one front hoof and therefore cannot trim and keep the height down. Apart from station, every time I cannot get him to lift it up, I'm so lost. Well, if he's lame on the other foot, you know, if he's lame on the other foot, like an abscess or something, and he can't lean on that other foot, then you're not going to pick it up. But a lot of the time it's because they don't want to, and you're not quite asking in the right way. And it takes a little bit of work, doesn't it? It takes a little bit of handling, a little bit of understanding, and you struggle.
I know where you're coming from, Anne. I feel you.
It's tough.
It's tough.
It's a lot of work.
And
we're getting horses to an adult age where they're not picking up their feet, and it's a lot of work. You've experienced it, haven't you, with Buddy? It was hard. These things are difficult.
It's hard. It's not easy.
So it's not easy. It's
and without being there
and seeing it, we don't know how to.
You know.
No, because we don't know what the actual details are.
I'm sorry, that's not probably the best answer.
No, sorry. Equimoo says, I'm interested in you saying that you trim to anatomy. So do you then observe the individual biomechanics and trim to the specific needs of that animal? How do you adapt for the individual?
Thanks.
You don't adapt for the individual. There's a big thing that goes around that says you need to trim to the individual horse, because that's what's been said over and over. It's a bit of an excuse, isn't it? For every weird shaped foot, you trim for that individual. You trim for the breed. You trim for the
discipline.
Discipline.
All that lot, yeah.
Polo pony, eventer.
Or how its saddle fits.
But the truth is, have just a think, just for a moment. Imagine all of those different breeds and all of those different disciplines, all of the horses, all were in a cadaver workshop. And that's what we find. All different breeds, all different horses. And then we trim them to their own anatomical landmarks.
In their foot.
In their foot.
So it's not.
And that foot could be a big round foot. It could be more of an elongated foot. But they all sit within a very narrow range of particular, what we call constants. And they're easy to find if you know how to look for them. And then when you find those and you trim them all up. And you
are trimming to that horse's
individual
anatomy. Yeah. We're not taking... I don't get Hector and go, right, I'll do a trim on him and then I'll take Hector's measurements and put them on Whisper.
No.
It doesn't, you know.
No. So you're trimming to that horse's individual anatomy, but the anatomy isn't as different between horses as you think it is. And the reason that we see so many very, very different feet isn't just because it's all about conformation, it's because of the way that the human has imposed something onto that foot.
Yeah, so we've had horses come to us that you can tell that they've been tried to, the people before have tried to straighten their gait out. So you have a horse that their natural gait is a bit that way, or they're a bit like that, and then someone's come along and go, right, we'll put a lateral flare, we'll put a lateral raise on the shoe, and that'll straighten them out. Now, what's that then going to do
visually for what we think
for the
should
horse,
be straight?
So the horse is coming, you know, when it trots down centre line at the judge and they salute, that horse is bang on straight. Now, it might do that for some time, and everyone might be like, well done, thank you, farrier, everything's good, everything's grand. But where happens and problems happen over time, there's only so long a body can compensate for that artificial straightness if that horse wasn't meant to be like that. And that's why we see so many competition horses broken down at
Odessa is a perfect example.
Odessa is one, which is why she has a twist in her,
because they tried to straighten her up when she walks naturally more like that, and they tried to straighten her up. Now, I think people think that if the horse is a bit, conformation's making them either out or in, then that means that the foot can never be balanced. That's not true, is it?
No, it's not true at all.
It's not true. It's
No.
not true.
But do you not remember back? So I think they're changing it now. So you used to be able to go to a running shoe shop for yourself, and they'd video you
right
running on a treadmill,
right,
and then they'd slow it down and they'd gait analysis.
Okay.
And then they go, right, we'll make a pair of trainers to do correct you, because you're falling in,
to correct
that. Well, it's fucking them up, wasn't it? So stop doing it now. Yeah. And then once upon a time in Clark, I think it was Clark, they used to have an X-ray box that you could put your foot in.
Wow.
But that was before the dangers of radiation were.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you used to be able to put your foot in it.
Lee's here. Hello, my love. Good to see you. Yeah. Oh, look, the whole family's here. Rock on, girls.
Hi, Nicola.
It's my sister. Hello. Hello to my favourite ladies. Nice to see you. Hello, ladies. Jane from Spain. I finally managed to join one of your live sessions. Great to see you both. Lovely to see you, Jane. How lovely. Karen's here. How lovely to see you both together. Becky says, whatever you do is never enough for them. They constantly move the goalposts, of course, of what they want to see, but will never look and acknowledge that the horses are rehabbing successfully. True. And if you've been watching us for ages, even years, we have always said, you don't have to verbally just tell us that we're wrong, right? Just bring the counter evidence. There must be
mountains. There must be a room. There's a room somewhere. Someone's forgotten about it. Someone's lost a key and they filed it away.
That's where they put all of
and it's all in there. All these perfectly balanced with a lovely sloping back, coronary band. Yeah. Everything's nice. And there's all these P3s that are just sticking out the bottom of them.
Absolutely. Or sunk through
or
the
they've
capsule.
Just sunk like that, and then the DDFT's gone and yanked it all.
Where are they? They're in that room.
That's about room 101. Bloody huge job put him in there.
Oh,
what was his name?
Frank Skinner.
Was that who did room 101?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. So one of you
went
on, was it Mark Lamar?
No, well, Frank Skinner,
no, it was Frank Skinner.
Definitely did 101.
It's one of you went on there and put all those x-rays in the room 101, and now we can't find it, and that's why we're all in a bit of a mess. Do you know what? It'd be bloody easier if
oh God, it would just be so easy to prove us wrong. I mean, so many people want us to just disappear off the face of the earth. Go away.
Stop talking. Stop saying these things.
Stop saying these things. I can't deal with it. My horse died of laminitis. I put my horse down because it couldn't be saved. I was told that. You're wrong. Right.
Can we see the x-rays?
Then show us the x-rays. And I know that is like we're repeating ourselves.
At the minute, that's like a red rag to a bull.
It is like a red rag.
Or it's just, oh, here they go again. But I'm sorry, we can't change the answer, or we can't just go.
Oh yeah, all right.
All right.
We just accept what you said then.
Because no, and I have to tell you all, guys, regardless of all the I'm going to keep using the word propaganda because that's what it is. All the hate and all the nasty press that's being put out and blah, blah, blah. My phone still keeps ringing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's part of me is like,
and our inbox
it's
keeps
like,
filling
oh,
up.
great, that's great. But then part of me is, for that means horses are suffering. And I don't want that. I'd love to just have a load of retirees here. I wouldn't like, I don't like having to nurse horses through horrible pain and abscesses and this and that and get them through it. It's not nice. I would love just a load of fat little ponies trip-trapping around the place. That's what I'd like. But sadly, the poorly lame horses, there seems to be a never-ending stream of them.
It's awful.
Yes.
It is, isn't it? And it's because it's a terrible disease.
Mm.
Jane says, I hope to meet you both in person one day. Come on down.
Come see us.
Yeah, come see us. Stella says, tap like, subscribe, thumbs up. Jeanette's disaster. Sarah says, hi both, Sarah and Ed previously. Oh, hello from Cornwall here. Hope you're well, Lindsay. Miss you riding our little lanes. Hello.
Oh, blast from the past.
Yeah, one of my clients and one of my friends that live down the road from me on the very steep hill. Because it's so sad. I feel so lucky I found you in the nick of time to save Sassy because I was losing hope. I wish I could remember how it was. I found HM originally.
Well, you found us, so
doesn't matter, does it really? Okay. Amy, please could you talk about the average timescale for a rehab from hoof capsule divergence under optimum conditions, e.g. Traxxas and Freedom Friends, forage and regular HM Pro trims? Thank you.
Depends what state they come in.
Well, the optimum, yeah, we don't want them stuck in a stable, that's for sure. And when horses go out on grass, it's really more about what it's doing to their hooves and how their hooves cannot be stimulated enough on soft grass and how on a track system they're stimulated because there are lots of different surfaces, right? So that's important. But it's how long a piece of string, isn't it?
Well, you just don't know how much damage has come.
It's how much damage there is, how long it's been going on. And for some, it doesn't even have to have been going on that long. And what is our biggest thing that we hate more than anything else that is one of the biggest issues in rehab, beginning with an I?
Oh, infection. Infection it's like the smallest enemy, the invisible enemy at first.
The stinky enemy.
And it's just infection is, you know, we can trim hooves and you can get them balanced. If there's infection in there, and I'll tell you, and I've done it, we have swabbed feet, we have had antibiotics tailored
to target,
but feet are notoriously difficult for antibiotics to actually get to. They are difficult. So yeah, infection is the hardest thing.
I'd say that's probably the
most difficult,
the biggest thing that gets in the way of horses sailing through a rehab. If you have, for instance, Hector sailed through,
no infection.
Many horses sail through. Wex, he had an infection. He had infections at the start. He struggled.
He only had
because he had P3 penetration in both fronts. But it was. But do you remember we kept the nappy on?
Yeah, that was. That didn't ever get that infected. That didn't really get. He had one abscess, that horse did. But when they had those holes there, I kept them as clean
as possible.
And people, you know, turn the nose up at a nappy. And let me tell you, don't turn your nose up at a nappy. It's a perfectly shaped, absorbent.
Slip it on.
And if it's clean enough and soft enough and good enough to put on your newborn baby's backside,
it is absolutely
fine to put on your horse. The only issue you may ever have is you need to change them daily, because if you don't, after a while, if anyone's seen a nappy saturated or rip, and the gel, not that it causes really hot, it's just a mess. So yeah, but nappies are perfectly fine to use.
Yes, absolutely. There's those here from Chrissy. Barring compaction, bringing all wall and bars down to edge is really quite a simple concept. Not sure why so many mysterious to people. I think it's because nobody's quite clear what the HSP is, and I think it's also because laminitis has got such a grip that
Yeah.
the name laminitis has got such a grip on the equine world, and because people just don't have the histories, the sequential
No.
x-rays, the photographs, they've got nothing to go by except these two ladies who come along and start going, well, this is what we're finding. We are finding this, and if we're getting these animals in that have followed all the protocols, sometimes from some of the top vet practices,
I've had
in
horses
the
come to me from
country,
hospitals.
some of the top places in the country, and we're doing our thing, and then we're saying why. We're asking the question, why is it when we do this these animals get better, and yet following the laminitis protocol, which is all based on the laminicentric metabolic dysfunctional pathway, if you like, why is it when and also under vet supervision these animals get taken off those drugs? Hector was taken off his Flozins.
I have never given
high dose of Flozins,
because I've seen some people say, oh, I'd like to know, you know, all these horses at GTL are on metabolic drugs, which is why they get better. Hand on heart, on my children's lives, I have never given a horse a Flozin metabolic drug. Yeah, never. And I'm not doing that out of like some ego, pride, like rigid principle that I just never found.
We didn't need it.
They're not beneficial. I found them problematic
because it's not a metabolic issue we're dealing with.
It's a foot problem.
It's a foot problem. And for those people who think that the reason that the capsule is distorted is because of the metabolic dysfunction that is causing that distortion, that's not true. That doesn't chop the toes off or raise the heels. Because when we maintain that particular very specific balance, it doesn't continue. That's the crucial part.
If we were getting it so wrong, why would that connection come in?
Right. And why wouldn't P3 is meant to be going through the capsule. And we have these horses with horrible laminae separation, big wedges,
gas pockets, massive,
not connected.
No.
Then we do our trim, and it's not just lower the heels.
No,
we're very specific about the balance. We're changing planes, putting this horse onto the correct plane. Divergence is all still horribly possible if we don't keep on top of those heels.
And may I just say, people get upset about the trim we do. We take the heels up, which we don't, and they get upset about the DDFT. You've got to remember, when those heels are high, the DDFT is and it's an unloaded,
it's been squashed.
All we're doing is just returning it back to it. We're not over loading.
No, we're taking it back to what it should normally be.
Natural position. That's it.
But what's happening with the extensor?
Well, now that's been relieved now, because all of
that's
that was being, because we have an extensor, believe it or not, we have an extensor in our finger, and if we, if you did that constantly, pulling it round, that's going to start bloody hurting.
It bloody would.
And that's what's happening with these poor horses.
Absolutely. And so when we have, going back to what I was saying, when we have this laminae separation, we are being told that the reason P3 is rotating or sinking is because it's lost its connection. And then the DDFT gets in on it, right? Okay. So let's just say...
You stick with your...
You stick with that. Right. So therefore...
That's the science.
That's the science. So therefore, us just rebalancing the foot in day one, like that, from foot that's imbalanced to balanced, to what we believe is balanced, to the anatomical constants, shouldn't make any difference. P3 should continue to rotate.
No, because there's no connection there.
Because the connection is still failed.
We can't glue that back on.
Can't fix that
in
just 3 hours.
No.
That takes, a year to fix that and for that to grow down. So why does P3 remain stable?
But then we've had that before, and we've asked that to someone, and they've said, oh, well, there mustn't have been a full disconnection. Okay, but
that's why horses are diagnosed with laminitis from those x-rays. And we definitely are seeing these separation. Not only are we seeing it, you can see it in the wedge that's growing out, the lamellar wedge. It's distorted. Some of those wedges are grim.
Oh. it's
So can you just imagine the pain that those animals are suffering under? It's crazy. Okay, let's quickly whiz through this. Megan's here. Hello, my lovely. Lovely to see you. Pat's here, says hi from North Wales. Vanya, lovely to see you both. Lee says, good evening. You've already said that, Lee. It's lovely to see you. Meg says, hi guys, I'm late to the party. Suzanne Scheid's here. That's a big long one from Debbie. I'm just dealing with something similar. Horse comes up dead lame, no change of diet or feed, no environment changes. It was hoof imbalance. Heels ran forward last winter and one front foot heel completely turned under and the bars ran forward. I thought I had intercepted all of that, but when I really started making the horse work, she came up sore. And now the feet are like rock. We are on track now and horses walking out normal bars are where they should be. Sole plane is level, I think. And do you know something? Bravo.
brilliant.
For just going, I didn't keep on top of it. Because that was me.
Mistake.
I was a mistake.
We're allowed to make mistakes.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
Because we're human beings.
No,
We
we're
are
perfect.
allowed. But my God, there are millions that are not allowed to make mistakes.
No, we're
And
under
in their
such
head, they're
scrutiny.
going, I am not going to admit that it had anything to do with me. Think about this. There's no standardized hoof care at all throughout the world. None. Hoof care is personal preference. It is down to that individual hoof care professional. And if they deem at that time with the conversation with the owner, because the owner feels that the toe is a little bit too long, or the vet said that the toe needs to come off, or they need to relieve the DDFT, it's anybody's guess how much heel they leave and how much toe they take off.
Because you can ask any HM pro and say, where would you take heels to? They'll go, take to the hard sole plane.
Yeah.
You could ask 20 farriers, you'd get 20 different answers.
Well, 20 different versions,
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, 20
Somebody
different,
was saying today that an 8-degree palmar angle was satisfactory. Walking around on its tip. No.
I've seen too much osteonecrosis to worry
No. Oh, look, they saw Farmer Rupert. Chloe says, thrown into the deep end and having to sort out our own horses, Beth, but I'm sure you'll agree it's been the best thing. I never again will be passive, thanks to Lynn's track bestie. Yes.
We did, me and Chloe. Chloe's got long marsh track livery
Okay.
and we've been through it.
Okay, here we go. Can you address the accusations that you and your trimmers have caused harm to horses and some have been euthanized? We'd love to, but we've not been shown anything.
No.
And every single one of our pros is trained to take photographs. Always. So if we were shown the x-rays and the photographs, we could tell you then perhaps what's been going on. But what we can't do is save every single horse. Going back to the beginning of this live, if you were listening at the beginning, we are the ones usually holding the parcel when the music stops. Now, what you hear is that the horse was totally sound before HM turned up. And then P3 was chronically rotated through capsular rotation caused by an HMB Pro.
That's not us. We don't do that.
But we don't do that. So if that's the case, can we see that information?
I mean, like the full history.
And I mean I don't mean just the odd X-ray plucked out of
Just to cause outrage.
just to cause outrage. We
want-
want
yeah.
the full history. We want to see, because there were some X-rays put up recently of a horse that, and these are not easy, these cases.
No.
They are not easy to keep on top of the heels. They grow. Like, I cannot tell you how they grow because they're stimulated. They're more stimulated than the front of the foot. So they grow. But our pros will come along and they will take a set of photographs at every single trim. Now, sometimes we don't get to do very many trims because these horses are so bad. Infection is horrific.
And sometimes you can't get both feet up.
You can't get both feet up. Sometimes you can't trim.
You get there and it's impossible.
You can't pick them up. A lot of our trimmers are female. We do have the occasional guy, but a lot of our trimmers are female. You try and pick up the hoof and even a Shetland, if they absolutely can't weight bear and they're not going to lie down.
And then you've got to do a precision trim.
And then you've got to do a precision trim, and it is precision. So the accusation that we caused it, we don't trim the front of the foot if there is no front of the foot to be trimmed. So if there is any change in sole depth, we didn't do that.
No.
We trim the heels to precision when we can get the foot up. But, and there's a big but here, if that owner is not going to allow that hoof care professional to turn up every single week, in some of these really drastic cases, turning up every 6 weeks or every 3 weeks
is not
enough. And those horses will and that divergence, which has already begun, will continue. We are not miracle workers, and there were how was that? We aren't something banged at the back. We are not miracle workers, but what we are is we are people who can try to understand balance and do the best that we possibly can in some grim situations. Owners, like we said at the beginning, are often, when they're in this horrible grief state, looking for somebody to blame. Let's see the information first.
Yeah, let's see it. I'd be very keen to see from start date to
from the moment that we turn up. Yeah. And you can pluck an x-ray. I'll give you a for instance, right? We do x-rays monthly, and you get overrun sometimes. You really do. And you try your damnedest to keep on top of these feet. And then we take an x-ray, don't we? And we go, damn it.
Gone up a bit there.
The heels have gone up a bit farther. They're just...
And
you will always say to me, I knew it when I looked at that foot. I could tell. I'm on it. It's not easy, but we didn't start the process. That started ages ago. So for those of you who think that HM came along and caused the issue,
yeah, if you can show us an x-ray and documentation of horses that are fine,
totally balanced,
and then we come along and, to use some of the words that we've read, butchered
the foot,
these feet, and then that's caused these horses to be put to sleep, then I see it. But if you're just plucking out bits from stories and just posting them just to cause outrage
from owners that
don't fully understand what they're looking at,
no, backed up by other professionals who are telling you, or who are also not quite sure what they're looking at, backed up by other professionals who are telling you that we are the ones that caused it,
and backed up by professionals that quite possibly have P3 rotation cases on their books, which mean if what we're saying is correct,
they caused it.
I mean, they caused it.
Be big, be bold, accept it.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just see it.
Let's just see that.
Whizzing down, really enjoying it. Thank you. Barbara Davis says from hello from New South Wales. There's so many of you, we can't get you all in, but if you haven't said anything, well, it's lovely to see you. Yeah, my kids can run around barefoot on every service. They love being barefoot. Me, on the other hand, a little stone and I'm lame. I know, right? Same here. Ow, can't cope. Jane says, hi ladies, Jane from Spain here. Great to finally join one of these live sessions. Yeah. Hope to meet you in person.
How long have we been on?
Ages. An hour and 35. So we're going to have to start wrapping it up. Wrap it up soon. Alison says, ultrasounds are notoriously challenging to interpret, except the operator, for reasons you mentioned. Yeah. And yeah, all of these diagnostics are ultimately, they are led by a human being. And it's very difficult out in the field to get really amazingly.
Yeah, but what the point with the ultrasound was, it was taken correctly, but if you're looking at one structure, the other structure is going to look weird.
Yes.
Because that's just, it's the same with an x-ray. It could be tricky on an x-ray because it's you're looking at a flat image of something that's not flat. So you can see something through the other side of the capsule and think it's here, but it's not. It's actually through the capsule. And I've even had some vets get that wrong, and they've gone, oh, look, there's separation there at the side of P3, and you go, hang on a minute, let's look at a picture of an actual photograph of the horse,
and it's
from the back to the front.
Makes it a 2D flat image, and actually it's like that.
The holes at the front of the toe,
way away from P3,
back from the resection that the people did before the horse came to us.
Right. Exactly.
Do you know these people that like to ask these questions? They should come on a workshop. Yes, we are. Okay, thanks. I could do the Rennies, but don't bring me one.
Kirsty's mine are on a 5-acre grass patch, 8 to 12 hours a day, and off at night, doing great. Yes, and people say that I've done like a complete 180. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. If you followed us for a long time, we've always said P3 rotation has nothing to do with the metabolism. P3 rotation, sinking, penetration, all of that's nothing to do with metabolism. The only final piece of the puzzle for me was what caused the stretch, because we can have club feet with high heels and no apparent stretch, and we can have some horses that there's a subtle difference and they've got stretch. Surely that's metabolic. But when you actually go down and start reading the ratios and the proportional balance, you start to realize that actually these club feet are often in a situation where they have not had their toes chopped off.
No.
They've got feedback. The growth rates.
Everything's still.
It's not great.
No.
They're not doing brilliant. And any slight change of plane on that foot, because you can see lots of club feet that have lots of separation. Any slight change can tip that horse over at any moment, irrelevant of what's going on with the metabolism. This is not just a balance issue, it's a biological issue when it comes to hoof growth rates. That's the connection. And it was when I fully made that connection, through looking at countless x-rays, through all the rehabs that we've done, and I'd known it for a long time, when I finally came out, it's like I came out of the closet. I did. I came out of the closet. I was like, oh. I don't know how you're all going to feel about this, but
I've got this thing.
Got to put it out there. You may not like it, but hey, and you didn't like it, so there you go.
No, you don't, do you? God.
Nikki says, hello, you two. Hello, you. New Moon says, hello, lovelies.
Hi, Sarah.
Med is here. Hi, great to see you and hear you. Joe says, so much for not rehabbing anymore, lol. I have two here. Oh, yeah, you said you weren't going to do anymore.
Like having a baby. I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing it. And then you're like,
I have two here doing great. I just could not take these ponies. We have such a great group here. We look after each other. Isn't that right, Jenny? Oh, lovely Jenny. I haven't seen her for ages. I haven't spoken to you for ages because I've not been on my messengers. Kirsty says, and I was the one who insisted it was diet-induced. No longer believe that. Well done. Mandy Peden's here. Hello. Great to see you both together. Pat Brearley says, I trust the process. Been rehabbing. Tell your critics, come follow me. Stone crushing Connie. Growing out stretch with long toes and imbalance. Had some help from. So we are nearly there. Yes. Well done. But these are the things they don't see. Now, here's another thing. They say they don't see them because they're blocked.
You know, and I don't know why, because these people that we end up blocking are so polite and lovely, and I must be oversensitive to the two at Lindsay.
We're on a mission. We've got focus. We're helping people with awful.
Don't say things like that.
What?
We're on a mission. It sounds like.
Oh, right, I haven't said the wrong thing. We've got a focus.
That cult thing we're doing.
Oh God, yeah, we're a cult, and we're keeping people contained because we're a cult. No, we are trying to help people focus on something very specific. And when all this noise is happening in the background, we don't need it. And people say, you don't ever discuss other trimming methods.
Yeah, but we do, because they come here with these other trimming methods.
Yeah, all the time.
And I show them and it's horrible, so I don't want to do it. But when it comes to blocking, how I see it is, imagine doing your shopping at Tesco and walking around and there was someone behind you going, hey, you, oh, what you're buying there is horrible. That's not right. You shouldn't be buying that. Don't do that. Eventually, you turn around and go,
will you please just go
leave me
away?
alone.
It's
You
horrible.
know, you could turn around the first few times and go, well, I'm buying this kind of pasta because it's better for me. I'm gluten intolerant or blah, 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 blah.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
Facebook,
It's rubbish.
Facebook gives us the tool to block these people out of our lives because they're not bringing anything positive. If they'll bring positive, if the questions that were being asked with genuine curiosity and they weren't loaded questions to try and get a gotcha moment, I've got time for that. I'm really busy. Some really crazy stuff. So I haven't got time for your loaded silly questions.
No.
Yeah,
No.
look, see, I remember the Clark's X-ray box. See?
Oh my God, Pat! I don't. Pretty sure I don't know that. Eggman says that. So then you don't. So this is hopefully not a loaded question. So then you don't observe the individual biomechanics. You only look at the hoof. What were you doing today with Wex?
I was on my hands and knees, videoing, slow-moing, watching how he moves.
Of course we do.
Yes, we do. Do you think I would trim a horse's foot and go, right, that looks how I want it, but then the horse is...
So I will change it a bit. So there was a trim called the a method called the A-frame method, and and I've seen people do this in the UK. I've seen them do it in the States, and they're looking at the back of the foot from the back of the back of the horse, and they're looking to see how straight the back of the horse is, and then they will literally shim a foot.
Explain what you mean with me shim.
Put a slither of a wedge in to a shoe, not on both sides
of the foot.
Of the foot.
You could be
one side, could be a hind foot, could be a front foot.
And it could just be one side. It could be a lateral side of a foot, a medial side of the same foot.
Often lateral, but it could be. So they shim a bit like you can shim some of these pads that you put underneath saddles to sort of raise the saddle up and put the saddle in different positions. They will shim so that they try and get that A-frame.
Is that right?
So what are they trimming to then? Because true biomechanics comes from a balanced foot on the ground. So if you're trying to balance the foot to the way the horse moves, that's the wrong way to think about it. If you balance the foot, then the rest of the decent biomechanics will follow.
Because these horses are coming to us with a perfect HPA.
Yeah.
You know, which is
some of them have been
biomechanically correct, they would say. You know, you want that bony column in it, you know, because then they tell us that we're broken back.
Yeah.
But these horses that are coming to us with perfectly, you know, what you call an inline bony column.
Capsule HPA.
Capsule. They're crippled.
Yeah.
They're crippled.
Yeah. Dawn says, thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. You are both so inspiring. Off to bed for me. Oh, yes. She was so early. I remember the Clark thing. Hello, says Abby from Oz. Overcast here in Taranaki, New Zealand. We're hoping to come there, Lee. It's great, isn't it? All over the world. We're talking to people all over the world.
It's lovely.
Laura's here. Hello, love. Nice to see you. Sarah Lou. Hey, you too.
Hi, Sarah.
Karen says, do you have horses with high insulin? If so, how is it addressed?
Wow.
Okay, so
that's a whole kind of
insulin levels don't go down that road. But what we see is a gradual. We've had horses here that have been here for 2 weeks that had crazy high insulin levels,
even on drugs
that they were only able to get a ceiling of how far that would come down, and then 2 weeks later, I know it sounds crazy, it sounds like we're making it up, it sounds like we're being dramatic and just
the vet couldn't believe it,
but the vet goes on the phone going, we've got to talk about this, we're having a veterinary meeting about it, we've been trying to get this horse's insulin levels down and we've never managed to get them below 90
on drugs,
and they come down. Because what we are seeing predominantly is that we are seeing insulin, cortisol levels very much linked to stress, not in every situation, and this is what makes it tricky, but in many situations. And then when they've been here, I mean, Bailey was talking about Bailey, but he dropped dramatically to a completely normal level, and still is. We do blood tests, but it's often there is no rhyme nor reason to it. It's
there
frustrating.
Isn't. You can't really. We had a horse once that was in a real bad way with what everyone was screaming laminitis, but on paper,
no laminitis.
This horse had the lowest insulin that could be.
No.
And the Cushing's test was maybe slightly elevated, but the horse
ACTH.
was
cortisol.
was in pain and stress,
horrific pain,
because it had travelled and it was taken on the day the horse arrived. And that still would, if the horse hadn't have been stressed, it would have been normal.
They are not good indicators.
No,
and we've been working on these indicators for so long, and they are random. That more we do need to do more looking at that, I suppose, not necessarily us, but what we can say that is in these laminitis research models where they've induced laminitis, or what they're saying is laminitis induced massive sickness. Some of these horses don't even make it through the study, and they've not got many to start with, and they get tachycardia and they get colic. They're sick. It's not just a foot problem. They have overloaded them with far more than they would ever get in the natural environment, and that's not a good test. Surely the best tests to do are taking, because I hate to tell you this, folks, but we do have millions of test subjects out there that are all suffering from laminitis. You don't need to induce it. Just take one of the many thousands that we see every single year and put those into a study and rehab them. Oh, funny that. I think we're doing that, aren't we? Oh, yeah. Well, I think we're one of the only ones that follow them. What they repair, how they repair.
Is, although the hate does make us, we don't get bitter, we don't be bitter, be better, and we do more things, but it is getting to the point that we can't dance. So some of you are being ridiculous, and we can't dance to the beat of that drum.
No,
because
we can't.
No matter what we do, it'll never,
the goalpost.
Yeah, the goalpost moves. So we're going to carry on being reasonable.
Yeah.
And doing X-rays because that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Doing bloods because that's reasonable.
Yeah.
But things like saying, "Oh, you need to prove that you've not given that horse painkiller before you trot up," is just stop it.
Oh God, I'm going to put something up very controversial now. Dear Sarah, she's put, because she was having real trouble with Hamish with his guts, and she said your advice, because some horses struggle on hay, don't they? Depending on the hay, you advise Hamish to go out on grass. Lindsay turned him around. Off track and time in field, he's looking great. That's 2 of mine now. You've turned around from being put to sleep.
Damn you, fixing them all.
Damn you, damn me, damn you. Hi, ladies. Just entering the 7th month of Hoof rehab. One foot is looking normal the other day. The other is really curling up and unlikely to ever touch the ground. What should my trimmer do in this situation? Talk to us so we can guide you through that. Because all the world thinks that we do not chop toes. But there are times when we do bring a curling.
Addressed.
Yeah, we do address it.
But what could be a reason for, you can be going through a rehab for a long time, and maybe you've not ever had X-rays because you've not been able to, afford to, scared to. What would be a reason for maybe a horse never fully getting that nice tight connection all the way in? Without you modifying it yourself to try and make it look pretty. Yeah. What could be
osteonecrosis? Lack of vertical toe depth.
So that's another thing that we're battling, is when these horses come to us.
And it's not osteitis. That's not what starts. It's osteonecrosis. It is a death, bone death.
And that's what's happening. Sometimes trimmers are going out to some of these horses, and osteonecrosis can be so advanced that getting a normal hoof capsule to growing fully is never actually possible. Let's listen. Let's talk to this lady. Rebecca says, my horse is on day 161 of stall rest with winter laminitis. He was getting better, but we had a heat wave here and took a turn doing everything the vet and para, changed his holdout, and I don't know what else to do. Rebecca, message us. Please message us. If you've been going through that, you will have X-rays. Take some photos of the hooves.
as best you can, as clean as you can, on a hard surface if you can, a board or something. If you can't, then just get the best you can. Pick the foot up, take photos of it underneath. If you can, if it's not already covered in whatever, come to us and we will tell you what we think of the hoof balance. We'll help you. Okay.
Because you've been doing all of that.
It's not working, is it?
It's not working.
And you know it's not working.
That's why you're here.
Yeah. William.
Hi, Will. Have you got your cowboy hat on? Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. It was like some weird little echolalia.
Excited to see you both together. Have fun.
It is.
Yvonne says, hello from Balnaring, Austria. Have I said that right? Loved how you address the accusation of harm. You two make a great team. Thank you so much. There's so many I'm missing. I do apologize. So apologetic, but we can't talk to you all. Just tuning in from Missouri. Love you, ladies. I've been learning about insulin in humans connected with poor circulation in the lower extremities. Now, here's an interesting thing, actually. I know a lady who is a consultant radiographer in Germany, quite high up in what she does. And she x-rays lots of human toes that have osteonecrosis. I've seen x-rays of them. We've talked about it. And she said, it's really interesting, depending on what consultant team you talk to, depending on what they follow. If you talk to an endocrinologist that's all about hormones, they'll tell you that that's a diabetic issue. It's an insulin issue. If you talk to somebody who is into bones, they'll tell you that it was a bone issue, and various different people, depending on what they, what they're studying.
There's much uproar with them.
And she said, and they often used to go down the road of it's a diabetic issue, it's diabetic. She said, until eventually us as radiographers, as consultant radiographers, because they haven't got any particular flavour, they're just seeing what they see, but they have to take histories from these human beings. And what they found was that, in fact, oftentimes these people, when they're talking to them, they fit into particular cohorts that are doing particular things with their feet, like wearing very tight shoes for long periods that are basically imbalancing their feet.
God, sounds familiar.
It does, doesn't it? And she said it's blown it all completely wide open. Osteonecrosis is a real thing. It's a real bone death, and it is not linked to a vascular situation. Well, I say it is linked to vascular because it's cutting off the circulation, but it's not linked hormonally in every situation. Okay, I don't know who. Thank you, says Becky. Getting x-rays on Thursday on both front hooves. If you can, my darling, and if you can afford it, get them on the hinds too, because you can compare.
And take a picture on the laptop. Use your phone to take a picture of the laptop screen, because vets can take quite some time. Some, not all, can take a bit of time to actually send them to you personally. So get that immediately, because then that will help us to potentially help you.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this, Equimoo, because you put so many, I don't know who you are, but you put so many questions up, loads and loads and loads, but we've not been able to talk to them all because it can't be the Lindsay, Bethan and Equimoo show. So if divergence brings laminitis, first and foremost, my question to you is, do you understand what we're talking about by divergence? Do you know what we mean? Because we don't just mean capsular rotation. Is it mechanical? No, I've already told you that it isn't just mechanical. I've told you that there's a huge biological element in divergence. So therefore that shows me that you don't understand what we're talking about. It is it's biological as well. So why is your method not also mechanical? Because now you see, there you go. So we're taking away the divergence because we're rebalancing the foot, taking it off the wrong plane and trying to allow as much stabilization in that hoof growth, the biological side, as possible in the hoof. Why don't you come on a workshop and find out what divergence is?
That would be.
We're going to wrap that up. We're going to wrap that up. Oh, I'm not going to put that up. Okay, so there you go. If you feel that we are being in any way not transparent with you, just ask us. Just come on any of these lives and come and ask us questions, because we are honest. We will answer as many, not every single question, because we won't be able to, but as many as we possibly can. But honestly, truthfully, most people don't understand what we're talking about when we talk about hoof capsule divergence. There it is. And if you want to counter what we are saying, if you're one of the people out there that thinks that we are butchering horses' feet and charlatans, we should be struck off the face of the earth and not allowed to touch another horse's foot, then please do come with some counter evidence, or even just some evidence.
Yeah,
because we've not seen anything.
No, just it's a lot of outrage.
A lot of accusations, a lot of nasty words, and we don't see an awful lot of it. But anyway, we don't want to end on that.
No, we are actually having a wonderful time, and there is a bottle of Prosecco burning a hole in the fridge behind me.
She's drunk.
And I've drank and listen, I am literally so thirsty. It's because you talk more than me. I think we actually did quite well, me and you, with talking. I think it was quite even.
I think it was.
Sometimes poor Gary sits there sometimes just.
Don't make me out to be awful.
No, it's me that I just butt in. I mean, Gary's too polite.
Yes, yeah.
I'm just like, I got him in, yeah, but what about this? No, I've thoroughly enjoyed that, and I've thoroughly, because it's normally me putting the kids to bed, washing them, and I've kind of got you in my pocket, or I'm picking the track, and I can hear you going on. I'm like, say this, answer this. But so now I've been able to get my word in edgeways.
Lovely.
Which I've really enjoyed.
Should we do it again?
We should.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again soon.
Because we don't have to be together.
No.
I can maybe figure out. You're a bit more technologically minded than me. I'm not very good at that.
All right, my darlings. Thank you so much. Lots and lots of thanks. Loads of and Prosecco. Yeah. All right. It's been lovely speaking to you, and we love doing these lives.
We do.
And it's keep saving your horses out there, folks. Keep learning and keep understanding, and come to the workshops if you can, because it will blow your minds. It will.
And it's really nice cake. No Prosecco though, sorry.
No.
Tea and coffee.
All right then, my lovelies. Take care. All the best. We love you lots. Bye.